Week 14, Elite Fantasy Football. Hello, Thomas.
What's up, Ryan? What's up, Bunkin' Ain't Easy? It's a big week. We got, honestly, we got the playoffs, week 14 for the NFC side this week. AFC side's pretty much set other than seeding, but NFC side, we got a playoff game every single game this week. So
we want to thank our sponsor this week, Rolling Rock. You're either going to be rolling after this week or you're going to be a rock.
That is exactly what they fucking said. That's a good one. I had a similar statement prepared for that, but Ryan, he kept on rolling with that one. I think we should just start with matchups, and then we'll get to what everybody really wants to know, the playoff matchups.
Let's do it.
All right, you want to start on the NFC side?
Sure.
All right, so the first matchup this week in this playoff-riddled fucking matchups. We got the 5-8 Thug Nasty, who's on at least a 2-game win streak, so he's been doing his part. Thank you as a fucking winner. Versus Bunkin' Ain't Easy at 8-5. We got Thug Nasty currently leading this series 8-5. Projections 96 Thug Nasty, 98 Bunkin' Ain't Easy. Bunkin' Ain't Easy just needs to win, baby, win, and they're in. I think they do it. I think they win by 7.
Looking at the matchups, it's going to be tight, and I think that Bunkin might pull it off with his first ever run and shoot, only by 3.
Okay, so the AFC game one is the 5-8 Washington Foreskins versus the 9-4 White Lightning Black Hammers. Foreskins leads this series 7-5. It ain't going to happen this week. White Lightning wins this game by quite a bit, over 20 something.
Wow. And
claims the number 1 spot in the AFC.
Who was that matchup? It was White Lightning and who?
Foreskins.
Okay. Our next matchup here is the 3-10 Refuse to Lose. I agree with his name by his lineup versus the Fear the Turtle 8-5. Current series 6-3 all time in favor of Fear the Turtle. Current projections, for the burp there, 89-101 in favor of Fear the Turtle. And I'm actually predicting Fear the Turtle here to pull it off, win their division, win this game by 25.
Looking at the matchups, I agree with Tommy. Fear the Turtle, I'm not going to say by 25, but I will say by 13.
All right, in game 2 in the AFC is the 5-8 Coolies versus the 7-6 Prime Times. This series is tied between these teams. This game will be a little bit closer than the last one, but I still think it's going to be rather a blowout. Primetime wins this one by about 14.7.
The next matchup here, a lot of weight again on this game, just like any other matchup this week on this side. We have the 11-2 Funny Guy coming off a loss versus the Buffalo Tots at 8-5, winning you're in. Current projections 109-99 in favor of Funny Guy. Earlier in the year, they were favored by 14 or 16, and they didn't pull it out. All-time series 9-5-1. And I talk with the camera guy a lot about what a rivalry game is. And I'm going to give you a little example here. Back in 2020, Funny Guy beat the Tots by 1/10 of a point. Back in 19, they beat the Tots by 0.3 points. Back in 16, they beat them by a point. Back in 16, they beat them by 2 points.
Wow.
Back in 13, it was a tie, and they won because of the defense. That is the definition of a fucking rivalry if I've ever seen one in my life.
Mm-hmm.
So you can take that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 matchups and that 9-5-1 record all time and it could very easily be a tie, but it's not. When I look at all that and I look at the matchup this week, I'm taking Funny Guy to take Buffalo Tots out again by 50.
All right.
Hold on. I don't think that rivalry is quite as good as the Bunkin Ain't Easy Hotstar rivalry. Okay.
I agree. Carry on.
Good catch.
Well, looking at the matchup here, I think Nakua's a little banged up. Both of you have Dolphins running back in there. Funny has Josh Allen. He's projected at 22. He can have a bad week. Never know. I still think Funny might get him. Not by 50, but by 9.
And the third matchup in the AFC side is the 7-6 Bulldogs versus the 4-9 Slap 'em Sleep. This is a big game for the Bulldogs. This is going to be a very close one. I'm going to pull the upset here and take Slam Bammers to win this one by 5.
Now, did they win last week?
I
They
beat
lost, right?
I beat them.
Okay, so they're not going to get the 3 at the beginning and 3 at the
No.
end. So I hope he loses. It would have been a lot cooler if he would have done that other way. The last matchup, just as important as any other one, we have the 8-5 Red Zone. Win and you're in. They have. They need to get in front of the Tots. They don't have that tie, but they do have the tie of the Bunkin' Ain't Easy and Fear of the Turtle. So they have an easier path than most to get in. They play the 4-9 Child's Play. Current projections at the time of writing this down was 99-99. It doesn't get any closer than that. Child's Play is leading this series 2-0 all time. I really hope I'm wrong. But I really think Red Zone's going to win this, and I think they're going to win it big. I'm taking Red Zone to get his first ever playoff appearance, and he's going to win this by 25.
I got a little different opinion on that. Looking at the matchups, it's pretty even. I think it's going to come down for Child's Play. He needs Deontay Johnson to have a big game tonight, and I think Kamara will have a big game, and I think Child's Play is going to upset him by 4.
Okay.
Good call. I like when it's split. And my last game in the AFC side is the 8-5 Hawk Stars versus the 4-9 Slap 'em to Sleep. Hawk Stars leads this series 13-6. Slap 'em upsets Hawk Stars this week by 18.
Oh, okay.
So that's all the matchups. The one thing I'll say, all the matchups matter. I know I kind of put an emphasis on the NFC side, but even the AFC side, I mean, they're still jockeying for position. There's no doubt about that. Whatever your gut says, that's what you put in for anybody. I hope everybody's gut's right, and we get some good matchups this week. As far as playoffs go, NFC side, currently, we have the Buffalo Tots holding on to that 4th seed. We have them playing Funny Guy. There's no way that they're not the 1 seed. We have the Bunkin' Ain't Easy at the 3, could very easily be the 2, and we have Fear of the Turtle at the 2. 3 of those teams, actually 4 of those teams are 8-5. So other than Funny Guy, those matchups, every single one of those teams could be anywhere from it's just Fear of the Turtle and Bunkin' could be the 2, and after that, any of those teams could be 3 and 4. So I can't emphasize enough how much it is on the line to get in there, because I really think every single one of those teams have a chance to go to the Super Bowl. Every single one of them have a shot. So the teams that are not currently named, knock somebody out. Knock them out. Be that team. You're not in the playoffs, but this is your playoff game. Drop somebody. In the NFC side, it's a matter of seeding. These 4 teams are
AFC.
in.
AFC side.
It's an AFC side. He's correct. You guys are in. These 4 teams, it doesn't matter if you win or lose this week. You're not out of the playoffs. It's all about seeding. So we're going to start off with number 4, Primetime versus White Lightning Black Hammer. White Lightning Black Hammer, you win. You're the one. You lose. Hawk Stars or Bulldog could pull in front of you. Primetime, you could move up to a 3. The next matchup currently is the number 3 Bulldogs versus the number 2 Hawk Stars. Again, you can move, but you're all in. So that's a good position. If I was in your guys' spot, I'd feel really good about this week. I would actually hope my team sucked this week. That's how I would pull. We're kind of on the flip side. I'm hoping to win high score. Best of luck to everybody. We all have a lot to play for, whether it's high score, division, or the dream of getting our name on the trophy. Luck's going to play a lot into it. We all have aspirations of being on that trophy. There's going to be a bigger trophy up here next year because we got an extended. I don't know if that made sense, but it has to be extended is what I was trying to say. And best of luck. Kevin, do you have anything to add to that?
Just want to say, good season. Even the ones that haven't made the playoffs and the ones that are in the playoffs, let's make it good. You want to say what you got to say first?
The only thing I want to say is the ad drops in this week, and you'll be able to pick up on teams that until they play, and then it's going to lock them off. Playoff teams need to prepare their team for the playoffs. Don't go over 14. Please don't go over fucking 14. I don't know how many times I got to say don't go over 14.
Every year.
I really think that, it's not hard to count, right? We got 2 hands. We got 10 right here we can count on. Then you just got to add 4 more. Grab a foot. Ryan sends it out. He's been doing it the last few years. He sends out the update.
Almost every week.
Sent out what, yesterday?
Yeah.
Yeah, look at the update before you make your picks. We understand shit happens. But at the same time, I look at it 2 ways. I look at it like me and Bunkin are going for the same guy, right? And I'm at 14 ad drops, and he's at 10. But his team's better than mine, so I get the guy. I have really made a critical error for the entire league. Not just me. It's not, it's my bad. It's I screwed this guy out of a player due to my record, and he lost the game, and now he's in a critical game to make the playoffs. So put yourself in that situation. That's the way I look at it. It's not just a mistake. It could be a big mistake. Maybe he doesn't catch it until the following week after his loss. We can't correct something like that. Your job as an owner of a team in this league is to monitor your ad drops. We have a ad drop limit for a reason, and that is to make sure nobody goes over 14. We emphasize this draft. You can join any league you want and pick up 45 players and pick up somebody making a stupid ad drop. We prevent that by adding 14.
League of Champions.
Yeah, and it's not a league of champions. This is a league of fucking champions.
Yeah, so stop fucking up.
Okay, we shouldn't have to say it every year. You have to monitor your team just like you monitor your lineup, monitor your own ad drops. And you can sit there and say, well, that's never happened. But it only takes one time. It only takes one time to piss everybody off. Okay? And that's not to come down harsh on anybody that's ever done it. It's just to say, what if it's you? You're the guy that needs to get in. There's a guy with 15 ad drops now. You didn't get that guy, and you lost your game, and you didn't check. Because it's not your job to check somebody's ad drops. But when it happens, it's a problem. Not for that team, for all teams. And you wouldn't want it to happen to you.
I appreciate you clarifying that up, man.
Yeah, I think I said that with passion
You did.
and a point,
Yeah.
and I meant it. And it really is what it needs to be. Monitor your own shit. Set your best lineup. Kick some ass. I hope everybody's name's on that board. I hope everybody comes back for the next 15 years. I enjoy this league. I enjoy the teams in this league. But treat everybody the way you want to be treated. If you go over 14, you're fucking your other people in this league.
Fair enough. That's really all I had.
That's not all I have. I want to ask, because we got a special guest here.
Yes, sir.
I want to know, Bunkin' Ain't Easy, how do you feel your chances are of winning your division this week?
I would say probably 60-40. I mean, we got some good teams. Nothing against AFC. We got some good teams, and it always sucks to come down to this.
Yeah.
Last week, I couldn't pull it off against Turtle. He got me. And if I would have won, I would have been division winner and I would have been locked in. But this is what makes fantasy so great. I mean, after last Monday, I started thinking, damn it, I got to win this week. I got to win. That's all I've been thinking about is fantasy football. All week, all day long. I talked to this guy at work about it. Man, I want to do this, I want to do that, but I don't want to screw myself. But I would say 60-40 that I think Turtle's going to get it. And, like I said, great teams. And if whoever the 4 teams get in, I'm sure it's going to be a battle with all 4 of them, same as on the AFC side. I'm sure they'll be good games because they're all good teams. When you come draft here, there's no way you should walk out of here with going, shit, my team is the best team.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no way you shouldn't do that.
I want to add on to that question. You've been in some real slugfest in the playoffs years past. Do you have the team to win it all this year?
Maybe about 2 weeks ago, I would have thought maybe so. Losing Taylor, who I think was getting ready to get rolling. They won't say if he's out for 3 weeks or if he's out for 5 weeks. Last week, I dropped Pickens and kept Kirk. Of course, he got hurt on the first play. I think if Jefferson comes back and does what he was doing without Kirk Cousins, I think I got a good chance to maybe win it all.
Okay.
I'm not to Bunkin's statement, but just to add on to what we've been saying, last week's game against those two for the division, I think that's the definition of the quality of teams that we have in this league. Because I guarantee you, Fear had the same mentality that Bunkin had, just like we all have. That was a hell of a game. Everything was on the line. If Bunkin won it, he had it. And to Fear's credit, he had a lineup. And again, we all say this, luck. He had the matchups to match it up. And when I sat there and I saw, because I was rooting for this guy last week. I wanted him to beat Fear. I ain't gonna lie. I wanted him to win, and I wanted Steve to win last week. And when he had Hill, and Hill went off, and Hill's been Fear the Turtles guy all year, it comes down to those matchups. Even this week, we have matchups. We're all looking at them. We all know what the fucking possibilities are, right? We're looking at them. Some of us are feeling good about our matchups. Some of us, me included, are not feeling well.
Yeah.
So we're all here. But the point is, this league is this good because of those things. We're all putting the effort in to try to knock each other off, jockey for position. And that's what I love about this league. It's a damn good league.
Mm-hmm.
Very good.
One more question for you, Bunk.
Yes, sir.
If you were to make the Super Bowl, looking at the AFC side, Which team would you like to match up against out of the 4 that Tommy mentioned earlier today?
As far as matching up or beating up on?
Who would you want to play and beat up on?
That's a tough one. I mean, Dean has always bragged this year about how good his team
Yeah.
is. You know,
And they are.
they're a good team. But I would love to play him in the Super Bowl and beat him. Or I would like to play you. You know, because
Oh,
it's
boy.
the old rivalry.
Yeah, I would like to
You know?
be there with you.
And I would like for it to come down to not whether I blow you out, you blow me out, it come down to a 2 or 3 point game and we could shake hands and say, that was one fucking hell of a game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Congratulations.
yeah,
You know, I mean, but like I said, I mean, anybody. I mean, we're all a good group of people,
Yeah.
friends that all get along. So it's, you know, it's fun, whether who you play. I mean, the big thing is getting to the game. A lot of people can say, man, I have never been to the championship game. So getting there is a definite thumbs up for your team. Just getting there. I mean,
Yeah.
fantasy is hard.
yeah.
So
You got that right.
you know, I mean, anybody on your side is a good team.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask one more question, and it's a question, but it's not a question. My question is, if you could ask anything to either one of us or both of us, what would your question be?
You know, we had talked about this for a couple weeks, and I had some questions written down, but I'm gonna keep this short and sweet. Yeah, I've been thinking about this about a week and a half now. I just want to know, since you've been playing fantasy, who is your favorite fantasy football player ever?
Okay, so to me, that's a loaded question for me. My first player that I would ever name, and it's combo, but the first time I ever won a championship was obviously with Ryan before we ever started this league. And it would have been Steven Jackson and Maurice Jones-Drew.
Ooh.
And they won it for us. So they keep a special spot in my heart. After the fact, once I got on my own, I'm going to name 2 players, but they really did me good, and I really appreciate where I finished with those guys. And that would actually be Christian McCaffrey and Mahomes. So I know it doesn't go down to 1, but those guys really hold a lot of clout with me because what I accomplished with having those guys.
Well, I like how the word clout. That's good.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna break it down to you like this. I'm gonna go 3, and then I'm gonna like do a little like fucking like bracket thing.
Mm-hmm.
So Steven Jackson is definitely on my list.
Yeah.
Marshawn Lynch
Mm-hmm.
and Derrick Henry. Those have been my 3 favorite players all through the history that I've played. And out of all 3 of those guys, I will have to lean toward Marshawn Lynch.
Very good.
Oh, good.
I'm surprised that you didn't say Calvin Johnson.
So I'm a real big running back guy,
Mm-hmm.
and I would rather have a running back over a receiver
for
anytime.
sure.
That's why I didn't put any receivers
Right.
in my top 3.
Okay, now while we're on this subject, I'll tell my next 3. So, with the way that the receivers have been doing this year, not including Christian McCaffrey with the running back, but the receivers, do you think you would go into next year's draft taking a receiver first?
No.
No. What about you,
I'm
Thomas?
a no because I'm a running back guy. I believe personally, and it is killing me to say this, but watch what Funny Guy does this year because I believe wholeheartedly if you can get 2 running backs in the top 5, you're probably going to the Super Bowl, and I think that guy's going to the Super Bowl.
Well, that's why I was leaning towards that question. So, you know, going to the draft, I was stuck on Jefferson and McCaffrey. McCaffrey, every year I've drafted him, has got hurt. Took Jefferson this year, and he got hurt. So sometimes you just have to go with your gut. I mean, I was down to about 2 minutes before the draft before I decided. And I believe if I would have took McCaffrey, I think I would have pretty much had the same record as Steve, because he has been a beast this year and has made a difference for Steve's team.
I'm going to add this on to that too. I mean, I'm not hating on anybody's first round pick. If somebody really likes a guy like Jefferson, Hill is goddamn worth a number 1 pick. Would I take him in the first round? Maybe at 8. But then I'm going to get a running back at 9. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So 9, 8, 8, 9. I like two big running backs, big boys, big motherfuckers. I don't, them little speeder guys, they're good too, but I want the big fucking guys.
Yep. And
So there's a lot of receivers out there.
Yep. And I will say this, that I'll guarantee that Hill will probably be the 1 or 2 pick next year.
Oh, for sure, and he should be.
Oh yeah.
He should be.
I'll add this. The fact that Hill is not in the conversation for MVP
Is bullshit.
is bullshit.
Yep.
There is no reason why some of those quarterbacks are in front of Hill, and there's no reason why McCaffrey is not also on that list.
Ooh.
MVP is not a quarterback award. It's the MVP. And those
Yeah.
two currently deserve to be in there.
Yes, they do.
It's bullshit.
Yes, they do.
When Cooper Kupp had that season 2 years ago, should have been the fucking MVP.
Yes.
Calvin Johnson, when he had that season, he was the MVP of the league. There's not anybody that did what he did ever. That's an MVP.
Yes, they do.
So I hope the NFL gets that right and they start looking at other positions, because that's just wrong.
Who's the front runner right now?
Probably Brock Purdy.
No, it's
He deserves it.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
does. He does.
yeah. I don't know what I can't remember what it was, but
Like
it's
Lamar
quarterback.
Jackson, Purdy.
Can I say right now? I don't think Lamar Jackson.
No, and I agree with you.
He's not.
Tua might be in there, and of course Mahomes, which there's no way he should even be in the running for.
I agree.
Right.
It's just because his name and what he's done, and to me that's bullshit.
And I will say, and it's not an argument against what Kevin just said. Mahomes, Kansas City without Mahomes would not even be in the playoff conversation.
Yeah.
So is he not an MVP player for his team? Yes.
Yep.
But Jalen Hurts has done more. Hill has done more. McCaffrey's done more. Tua's done more.
Purdy.
Dak has done more.
Yep.
You know, all those
Do
players
not
have
leave
done
Purdy
more.
out.
It's like go to a different sport. It's like saying LeBron James. Is LeBron James not one of the best players? Of course he is. We're talking about the best player of the year. And to me, Tyreek Hill is probably the fucking best player this
It's
year.
not team MVP, it's league MVP.
That's
I would
right.
say it's between him and McCaffrey.
I mean, it's an outstanding season.
Yeah.
Yep.
I could be fighting.
So with that, I know we've had a long show, and I know some of us don't tune in too much when they're long, but good luck to everybody this week. Congratulations to those who make it next week. We'll have a whole breakdown for that, and it's health and luck from there. So good luck.